Okay, today I'm going to explain about maps dictionary. So what is map? What is dictionary? The agenda of this slide is about the maps ADD and then how we can make a simple list-based map and what is the forms of the list-based map. Maps and dictionary. Usually we use this maps and dictionary a kind of cabinet. So a map, we call it map, is a searchable collection of items that are key value pairs. So we have key and value. Sometimes we call it K and V. So the main operations of a map are for searching. Okay, so the main goal of the map is searching, and then inserting. So you want to add new data and deleting items. Okay. So most of the data structures, we will use it for at least these three operations: searching, insert, and delete. Multiple items with the same key are not allowed. So the key will be unique. Unique means you have only one key. So you cannot have multiple key. The applications, it can be like address book. Okay. So one address will be only one institution. One address will be only one building. One address will be only one office, and etc. Or the student record database. So one ID is only for one student. So in Python, there is a class, we call it dictionary, or sometimes we call it DICT. It is arguably the most significant data structure in the language. So it represents an abstraction known as dictionary, in which unique keys are mapped to associated values. So we have key, and each of the key will be connected to a value or more than one values. So here we use the term dictionary when specifically discussing Python dictionary class. So if you use Java, for example, Java, there is no dictionary class. Okay. So Python, there is a dictionary class. Whenever you do with Python, you can use dictionary. But in this book, okay, where I use the book from the authors, then they mentioned that if you want to use the general notion of the abstract type, then it is math. Okay. So if you use like, let's say you want to use C++. So in the C++, you cannot find the dictionary. So there is no dictionary in the C++. C#, there is also no dictionary. Okay. So the dictionary is only in Python. So in C++, C#, you can use map. So there is a built-in function there, and they use map to deal with the key and value structures. So this is the syntax for the map ADD, or I can also mention this is a dictionary because we are using Python. So if I use the MK, it means I want to see the value. So return the value associated with key K in map M if one exists. So if the value exists, then we will see what is the value. If not, then it will be error. Mk equals to V. So this is associated V with key K in map, replacing the existing value if the map already contains an item with key equals to K. So this is a new value and it will be inserted into this key. Del MK. Del means delete. So we want to remove the map M, the item with the key equals to K. So we want to remove the K from the map. If M has no such item, then raise error. Like M. So we want to see how many items are there in the map. Here return the number of items in map. Iter. Iter means we want to do the iteration and we want to generate a sequence of keys in the map. So we want to check the key one by one. And we use the loop. Okay, for example, we use the for this one. K in M. So it returns true if the map contains an item with the key K. So I want to check whether K, the key, exists in the map or not. So we can just mention K in map. K in M, for example, this one. Then if it is available, we will give true. If it is not available, it is false. We can use get. Get, it is to get the K. If it is access, then we will see the K. If it is not access, then we will see this value. D equals to none. So if there is no K, if K not exists, then we will see the result none. If K exists, then we will see the result of V that is associated with K. M set default K, D. So if K exists in the map, simply return MK. If K does not exist, then set the MK equals to D. So D will be the value of K when K does not exist. We can use the function pop, the stack. So we can remove the item associated with key K from the map and returns its associated value. If K is not in the map, if there is no K, then return the default value. So return D. Or raise key error if parameter D is known. If the value is known, then we will give the key error. So we can also do with the pop item. Okay. We have pop and we have pop item. The pop means we want to remove one key. For pop item, we want to remove an arbitrary. Do you know what does it mean, arbitrary? This is random. So among the collection, we will remove one data randomly from the map and return key comma v. And if a map is empty, then it will show the key error. The other functions are the basic function, for example, clear. So we want to remove all the key value, m keys. Then I want to see all the keys which is a set. Do you still remember set? Set is a data structure where no duplicate in the data. Okay, no duplicate. Because we know that the key should be unique, then we can use set. M values. M values means we want to return a set like view of all values of M. So we want to show all the values that are available in the map. M items. M items are set like view of KV tuples. So here you will see there are three things. We have items, and then we have keys, and then we have values. So items, it contains of key and v. For the keys, it is only the key. The values, it only values. We can also do the comparison, or we can update one map with another map. So I want to see the current M map, and then I want to update with the M2. So assign the mk equals to v for every k comma v pair in the map 2. I can check whether the M1 and M2, they are identical key value association or not. And then I can also check whether the M not equal M2. Okay, so this is the operator. See whether they are equivalent or not. So the example, something like this one. First, we start with M equals to empty. If you remember, when we use the list this tag, okay, whenever we use list, we use the square bracket. Whenever we use tuple, we use the common bracket. When we use map or dictionary, so we use the curly bracket. And we can also use the curly bracket for set. So set is another data structure that uses the bracket. Now let's see how we can do the map. At the first, M or map is empty. When we check the length of M, of course it is 0. And then I want to add K equals to 2. So I have the key, okay. The key is K. and then it will be separated with the colon, and we want to show the value. So like this one. So this is the key, and this is the value. And then we have another statement, MP equals to 4. So we will add P that has the value 4. And then we have MU equals 2. So we will add another key and value, U, 2. And then we have V equals to 8. So we have V equals to 8, like this one. Now, I want to add MK equals to 9. What happened? I know that we already have K. So the original K equals to 2, or K has a value of 2. But now we want to update with the new value. Then K will be equal to 9. If I want to know what is the value of B, so I can just call MB, then I can see the key, which is B, it has a value of 4. Then it will show the return value is 4. If I want to check, is there any MX? Is there any key equals to X? We have K, P, U, and P. So there is no X. Then it will show the key error. We have the F. Okay, we want to get the F. It means I want to get the P equals to F. We have K, P, U. Then the result is no. I want to see whether we have F. If no F, then show this value. We have K, P, U, and V. There is no F. Then we will show the value 5, because this is the value when this key is not available. M get K, 5. So we will check whether K is available or not. K is available. Okay. Because K is available, then we will return the value, which is 9. Okay. What about 5? We do not care, because K is available. K is in the map. So we will just check the value from the map. The length of M. So I want to know how many items. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So there are 4 items. I want to delete V. So the V will be deleted. All V will be removed. I want to pop K. Pop K means I want to remove K. Then it will return the value, and then the remaining map will be only P and V. I want to know the current keys. The current keys contain P and U. I want to know the current values. So the current values is 4 and 2. I want to know the current items. The current items is the pair of key and value. Key and value. Let's set the default P 1. So if I can find P, then we can just put the original value, which is 4. But if there is no B, then I will put 1. Now you can see M self-default A, comma 1. Is there any A in this case? There is no A. So because we cannot find A, then A will be inserted into the map, and then the value will be written here, and A will have the new value, which is 1. The last one is pop item. As I mentioned to you, the pop item is arbitrary or random. Then any of these items will be removed from the map. So let's say this is the item that will be removed. So this is a simple list-based map. Okay. We call it simple. If you still remember when we used the W linked list. Yeah. So here the list. If you still remember, before the mid exam, we learned about the singly linked list, and we learned about the doubly linked list. Yeah. We can efficiently implement a map using an unsorted list. So we will learn about what is sorted list, I think in the next week. So unsorted list means, yeah, we just put all the values and it is not sorted, unsorted. So we start the items of the map in a list S based on the doubly linked list in arbitrary order. So I want to put 9 and C, 6 and C, 5 and C, 8 and C. This is the element. And then let's say if I have this element, so I create this element after the header and before this element. So if you still remember, it is connection to the previous, this is connection to the next. This is the connection to the previous, this is connection to the next, and so on. So the Python dictionary class, it represents a dictionary or mapping from a set of distinct keys to associated values. So for example, if you want to make a dictionary or non-empty dictionary, it should be expressed with the comma separated series. Comma separated means if I have like this one, GA, and then we have the dot, and then we have a value. For example, this is iris. And then we separate the data with comma. We have DE, and then we have the column, and it represents German. So this is the key, and this is the value. This is the key, and this is the value. So it is a map. When you call GA, it refers to the iris. When you call DE, it refers to the German. So in different ways, you can also make this kind of map, like this key, small. So this is the key. And then you can have the value in the list. So it is a list. How do you know that it is a list? It is using the square bracket. So we have two values, orange and banana. Big. So in the key, when the key is big, so we have two values, durian and melon. So they are in a list. So we can also use this one as dictionary. So alternatively, the constructor accepts a sequence of key value pairs as parameter. Let's say I want to call the dict pairs. So pairs is a list. And inside a list, we have two tuples. The first tuple is GA and Iris, and the second tuple is DE and Gemma. So I can put this one as a dictionary when I call the dictionary class. So Python implements a dictionary using almost identical approach to that of a set. So as I mentioned to you, set is also using the curly bracket. But the difference with the set is we have the associated value. So we have K and we have V for doing the dictionary. So the literal form, this one, produce an empty dictionary. Okay, let me stop here. Let's have a break. I'll continue after the break.